Hello everybody. I am wandering here. I'm in my neighborhood playground, at the neighborhood playground. I got up a little bit before the kids, completed my self-care time, and then, come on, with the notifications when you're doing a video, stop. I got some self-care time this morning, some quiet. And so when the kids woke up, I'm like, let's go for a walk. I've been trying to cultivate this habit of getting outside right away when they wake up, when I wake up, whatever. But my son wanted to go to the playground. I'm like, okay, why not? We come to the playground and it's of course empty. And it's the strangest experience because the neighborhood playground where I live is right next to a daycare facility. And it is a very weird contrast. It's very strange. So we have this large playground that my kids come to frequently. It's pretty good, thank God. It's a great resource for me to have. But being right next to the daycare, it's very eerie. It gives my kids, my daughter specifically, is always asking me questions about this, and I'm having to tell her frank answers that don't sound very good, but I mean, that's the reality of daycares, right? Why this baby is crying for his mom outside after drop off, and how often do they get to go outside? We don't see them on the playground very much, and why are the parents dropping them off and stuff? And it just makes for a very interesting interaction opportunities here and I read this on Brittany Chambers' Substack yesterday. Go subscribe to that. Good Night Moonchild, if I'm not butchering the name, but she talked about being an attached mom, getting an hour to herself in the morning at a coffee shop, whatever, and looking over and seeing another mother with her child strapped into a car seat and sort of thinking about how we're the same, right? We're mothers and we might do things differently, but we're still both mothers, right? And our babies need us and we need them. And I'm thinking to myself here as I walk to the playground, when every single other parent was rushing off to drop their kids to daycare and to school, state-funded daycare, that how isolating, not only how isolating it feels, but that's not the point. When I cross paths with, right, when I turn right on the sidewalk and they turn left, and my kids are giggling and interacting with their mother on the playground while they're dragging them into the daycare that they don't want to go to. When you make eye contact or when you just don't know what to say to each other, oh, good morning, hi, and thinking about the nature of women and we're both mothers, but I don't know what it's like to be her. I don't know what it's like to wake my kid up every single day at a certain time and make them go somewhere so that I go spend time away from them for however many hours a day. I don't know what that's like. And how could I? I haven't done it. I choose not to do it. We live on one income, very purposefully, intentionally, and minimally, because I feel that it's incredibly important for me to raise my children. And if, I don't care what anyone says, if you are not the person that is spending most of the waking hours with the child, you're not the one raising the child. And hey, everybody has free will, right? But I'm just thinking to myself, how, we can't sit here, just like I can't look at a working mom and know her struggles, right? Her unique struggles as a working mom. I'm sure. I don't know what that's like. They cannot then, look at us and understand what we go through as, essentially, not as the daycare worker, but, doing all the tasks that they pay somebody to do. It's heavy, it's a heavy job. It's an overtime, very intense, very all-encompassing job, as it is supposed to be. But we cannot have the true liberation of women when we are glorifying the mom who chooses to separate herself from her kids and go to work, because it's biologically inconsistent And it's also ignoring, like when you hear people talk about, well, oh yeah, stay-at-home mom does a lot, but like a working mom, she goes to work and then does all of that. Actually, she doesn't. She doesn't do most of that. She tries to shove as much as she can into a short time period, but the hour is still the same, right? Like, just because you choose to walk both paths of working in the workforce and the machine or whatever, right? Like, and then also come home and be a parent, you can only fit so much into those hours. The hours don't extend just because you're choosing to do both, right? It's impossible for a mother that works outside of the home, away from her children, to then do as much as a stay-at-home mom does. Nor can a stay-at-home mom accomplish as much as a working mom does while she's staying home. You can't, like my mother says, my wise mother, you can't be in two places at once. You have to choose. So anyways, I just thought it was not a very good place to put a playground right next to a daycare. These kids can see that I'm here with my kids, and these moms, like we cross paths and stuff, and it's weird. We're the only ones here, which is a usual thing, and then hearing the crying and stuff is prompting questions for my kids, and I just thought it was a really interesting experience. And I experience it often because I live in this neighborhood, but a lot of compassion for the kids who are crying for their moms after drop off, and for the moms that actually have to work and who miss their kids during the day. Much compassion out to them.